And Charles, that touchdown alone doesn't win him the game anymore with the rule changes and overtime in the postseason, but they still went down, scored, got the job done, and now they put it in the hands of their defense.
And with the other side now guaranteed an overtime possession, getting that score was vital. The pressure is now on their opponent, and their defense, they have to play off the momentum the offense generated. One stop, and they end this game.
Zerline good with a PAT, and the lead is now 10-3. And what a drive that was. 16 plays all told. And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And CD, the pressure is on here. Only a touchdown on this series will prevent their season from coming to an end right here, right now.
And this is why the postseason overtime rules will change, partner, to afford teams an opportunity to respond in this type of a situation, because in the past, this game would already be over, and the losing team will be making off-season plans. Now they've earned their way into a postseason. They do get a chance to answer after the other team scores first.
Kamara gets it again on second down. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. And now the timeout comes in with just 1 second left in overtime. This is where the new rule comes into effect. In past years, this game's over. They've got a chance, though, to match touchdowns now. It's first down. Again, it's Kamara. Second down and 4. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit, because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he's going to get this down close to a first at about the Jets' 30. And with just 9 seconds left in overtime, we get whistles and a timeout. Nervous time now, moving the chains, an absolute must. Here's third down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It'll be their second and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Well, what a game this has turned out to be here. Second possession of overtime. Obviously, Charles, they need the touchdown. And now looking pretty good here in the red zone.
And in addition, they face a very important decision if they do reach the end zone. Kick the extra point, take the tie, and send this game to sudden death. Or go for 2 and let it come down to one last 2-point try.
On third down, here's Williams. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. In overtime, you have to be smarter than that.
A personal foul just can't happen. Have to have poise.
Kamara. is into the end zone for a Saints touchdown.
Drives on their first 2 possessions. Remember, the first wound up in a field goal, but we all know field goals aren't going to cut it in the NFL, so they're not going to be denied here, and they wound up punching this one into the end zone.
Late groupie now for the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Ball again on second down. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. And now the timeout comes in with just 1 second left in overtime. Third down, here's Abanikanda. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. So they'll get the yardage on the run and get 15 more for good measure.
Yeah, that wasn't too difficult to spot. You heard the sideline erupting, and the flags came out almost immediately.
Here's Hall again. So OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. Now, do you try for more yardage or get to the spot that your kicker wants? Here's second down. On second down, a run with Hall. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. They've had some success here in overtime with this opening drive running the football right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you, and until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to them.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. And with just 9 seconds left in overtime, we get whistles and a timeout.
I know flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield, picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
Hall want to give up the middle. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Well, you hate that defensively. They had him pretty well corralled, but the face mask, that obviously changes things.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating because you feel like you did everything right. You had him stop, but the hand gets up just a little too high, and the natural inclination is to hold on, and that's going to get called every time.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. No move for the kicking team yet. 2nd and goal. A handoff for Hall. And it works.